Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekend Sports, and it's time for college football talk. I'm only doing one video a week for this now, not like last year where we did pre-game, post-game for Michigan State. We're just going to talk about the games last week, and the games that are coming up. Michigan, kind of played how I wouldn't say played how they expected, but I didn't think they were going to win. I don't think you thought they were going to win,
No.
but they played better than honestly I expected. I think the defense showed that they can handle a decent team. It's an SEC school. They're supposed to be good. You held them to 24 points. It's what you want to do, but you end up losing 24-13. You just got to figure out the offensive rhythm. Your offense is a lot younger than your defense. And, in the next coming years, that offense might click. But also, you still got the rest of the season for it to click.
Right. I mean, and that's what I think most people thought. I mean, we watched the Bryce Underwood and see his development. And, God, I'm impressed with this kid. 18 years old. I mean, you guys can't get on him. No one can get on him. He's already much better than what we've had the last couple years.
Yeah.
Since, JJ left. I like I said, I'm excited for the future. I think the rest of the season is going to be very successful for him. We might go into the OSU game, 10-1.
You might.
Or
Again, there's
something like
not
that.
too
Who
much
knows?
competition this year, but Michigan State's been playing well. We'll get into them after
Right.
we finish talking about this game. Bryce Underwood, again, it wasn't terrible. Defensively, you might have not done the greatest, but again, you held them 24 points because Oklahoma had 408 yards, which is an issue, but you got 2 turnovers. So
Right.
your defense, not perfect, but they played well against a ranked Oklahoma team.
And the D got better as the game went on.
And it got better. Again,
I think it started out a little rough and stuff, and
you only allowed a touchdown a quarter, and then a field goal in the fourth. So you kept yourself in the game. You couldn't finish it because again, your offense is young. Bryce Underwood, he threw for 142 yards. Haynes ran for 125. You're going to have some growing pains with the offense. Right now, you're kind of getting into more of an issue with it being younger, and you're not going to have your coaches, the next couple days games because Ron Moore's going through his 3-game suspension. So it's going to be iffy these next few games when it comes to a coaching standpoint. But again, we will see.
Right. I have nothing bad to say about the game. I think this just shows they played a lot better than I kind of envisioned. And I think going forward, I feel much better about Michigan than I did at the beginning of the year. And I think they could be, considering their schedule, I think there isn't anybody on their schedule before OSU that they can't beat. They should be able to have a pretty darn good record by the end of the year. I'm just excited they got a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be playing well.
Dave Portnoy's going to fire Sharon Moore and, take over coaching.
Let's say Moore's out for the next 3 games, which is not the most ideal for them. But, it is what it is. You can only do so much. Your next game is not difficult, but we'll get into that after we talk about Michigan State. But it's not going to be difficult. I mean, you're going to face 2 Big Ten teams while you're also out. But again, we'll see how it goes. 3 games in a row for the suspension. He'll be out for Central Michigan, Nebraska, and Wisconsin. So it's going to be iffy with that. But we'll see what ends up happening overall as time goes on. But getting into the other team in the state, the Spartans, they ended up winning their game against Boston College in double overtime, 42-40. It was back and forth. Childs did not have a bad game. He threw for 231 yards, 19 for 29, 4 touchdowns. I believe he had a couple rushing touchdowns in there.
Right.
And then running wise, Frazier at 81 yards was leading the team. They played well. You keep on playing well, it's going to be good. Because having 2 good college football teams in the state is not going to be a problem.
No, I think I'd love it. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far from MSU. They're starting to. I really thought Boston College was a real test, even though I don't know if Boston College is any good, but they're a legit school, and they put up 40 points. So I mean, I think it was great that they came out on top, and It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're not gonna have a difficult time in these next couple of weeks, no matter who you're playing, because usually this is the time of year where you're playing the smaller schools. But I mean, you got a nice jump start going. There's no reason you shouldn't be 3-0 going into your Big Ten games, because next week for the Spartans they're playing Youngstown State.
Yay!
So again, should have zero issue winning that game. You should be 3-0 going into USC. You're going to go to USC that week, but I
Right.
mean, there's a chance. Michigan State, they could be undefeated going into the Michigan game.
That would be interesting. How are these? I haven't really watched USC and Nebraska or any of
As
those other
far, I
teams.
think
So
Nebraska's on their way up, so I might be wrong with talking down about
right,
Nebraska. It looks like USC's 2-0 right now, but again, your first couple games are usually cupcake games. USC wasn't the most amazing team last year, so let's see. Depending on how much they have improved, anybody can correct us in the comments on this stuff because we're not big college football people. But you know,
but these are legit
I
schools.
know USC and Nebraska could both be on their way up. UCLA is not really known for being a football school, um, more basketball than football.
Right.
And then Indiana is their first ranked opponent of the year before they play Michigan. And again, they could end up beating Indiana and then go into this Michigan game undefeated.
I don't see that, but okay.
They could, depending on how Indiana's looking this year. I think they're ranked number 22, Michigan's number 23. And again, Michigan State doesn't play Ohio State this year. They only play Penn State.
Penn State's
So
a pretty good team, though.
and they're playing them at home.
Okay.
So, but again, Penn
I
State
like I
probably
said,
will
I
kick
like
them
the
in.
direction Michigan State's going in. I didn't expect much, just some improvement, but I mean, I like where they're going. They look like I don't think they're any kind of team that's threatening Michigan yet, but
No.
I think they're getting closer.
But again, with Michigan, you're going to go play Central Michigan this week, so it's not going to be that big of an issue for you either. You should be able to handle Central Michigan.
Yeah,
Should
of course.
be able to.
Should be able to.
If you
The
don't, then
chips, man, they're always tough.
if you don't, then we're going to run into some bigger issues here. But um, I won't write off Nebraska as being difficult because you're going to be playing in Nebraska. Wisconsin, you've always had issues with. So you mean, and again, it's the 3 games that you're without your head coach. So
Which ones are those going to be?
Central Michigan, Nebraska, Wisconsin.
I don't think that's going to be much of a hindrance at the moment. I'm still not sold on Sharon Moore. I don't know if it, you know, maybe.
So we'll see how this all affects. The whole entire Big Ten is 2-0 except for 3 teams that are 1-1, and that's Iowa, Michigan, Northwestern, and then UCLA has yet to win a football game this year. So again, UCLA for Michigan State should not be a problem. Who did they even? I'm wondering who they lost. They lost to Utah and UNLV. So, and they played New Mexico this week. UCLA does. So we'll see how that goes.
Too crap. Well, Utah's not crap.
Utah's not crap, but they're not ranked.
No.
So again, I feel bad for UCLA. They play Penn State and Ohio State this year.
Woo! They'll be slapped.
They're gonna be
Well, I don't think it's
killed.
going to matter. They're going to be.
They're playing at Ohio State near the end of the year, so that's fantastic for them. But either way, again, we'll see how the weeks go. We're still early on the season, so there's not much to talk about these smaller matchups. But both teams should win this week. I don't see an issue to why they shouldn't. I think we both can agree on that. With that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let me know what you think about everything about Michigan State. And until next time, see everybody soon.